Beautiful people, as always, I thank you. Welcome back to yet another episode of the Ignite Your Purpose Show podcast vlog, where I, yours truly, talk daily about longevity through a healthy lifestyle, which includes a mix of the mental, physical, and spiritual knowledge. I talk about all these little things trifected in. It's what I call the mind, body, soul trifecta. And every day we simply try and be better than we were yesterday. And through that, and how I get to these things is through 10 years plus Soto Zen training, mindfulness training, and a bunch of other training that I do. And I take daily occurrences that happen in my life. And I do feel that the universe is always providing a lesson. So I try and analyze, equate them, and learn a lesson to elevate myself. And hopefully you guys can get that same fire under your ass to be better, do better, and just simply learn from, day-to-day life. Because I think that's one of the reasons we're here. On that note, today I want to speak to you all about, I don't know how to word it other than to say the zeitgeist mindset, the social media attention span. So some of you have probably seen the meme going around about the egg, how this egg on social media, on Facebook, on Instagram, Twitter, all that jazz, has garnished the most likes. That and a picture of Kylie Jenner, I think, is the other one. The absolute most likes out there. Now, I'm sure there was a marketing campaign and there was, a lot of preconceived thought behind the post. I'm assuming it probably just didn't go viral because it was a picture of an egg, you know what I mean? But with everything happening in our world, does that show us that, for me, this is my thing, it's either left or right, you know what I mean? Does that show us that we're all that superficial and that's the most important stuff out there? Or is it that everything else in the world that's going on is so deep, so crazy, takes so much, time, energy, and gets you in that doubtful, fearful state that we look at the egg or the picture of her smiling and that's what we want to see more of, or that's what tends to, get us our form of escapism? Is that why so many people are gaming? So many young men are gaming all the time. Is it because we feel subconsciously as a culture, as a race, as the human race, that there is nothing we can do? We're kind of, turning in on ourselves and being like, you know what, it's too crazy. It's too hectic out there. There's nothing I can do. It's always doom and gloom. So I will instead revert inside, stay inside, play on social media, live in this, Matrix-esque world instead of being part of what really is. Those are the two things I can see. Either we are that shallow, we've become that, and I do see a lot of that, to be honest. I mean, I've had some conversations with some La Landers and for La Land, and I'm not disrespecting LA, but man, the people that are trying to make it there, superficial and no substance, meaning, and I'm not saying they have to know anything that's going on in the world, and maybe sometimes it's all right to have blinders on if you've got to focus on a goal, you know what I mean? So I'm definitely not talking shit, but I'm definitely saying that there's no substance, it's just all about, celebrity. And is that where we've gotten to, or is it the exact opposite? Is it so far doom and gloom? Because, man, I've sat in a lot of meetings lately where it's just, that's all people want to talk about. How screwed up, how effed it is. And I don't say that in, they're negative. It's just the connotation. It's just the conversation in general seems to be dictated towards all the problems that happen. And for me, I see it as I say this a lot, I don't want to call it a program, but it is something that is being programmed into us when it's the only thing that's verbatim, word for word on all the same networks, on all the same posts, almost word for word everywhere. It's almost like they're trying to get an agenda across, right? So my question is, how do we get more substance? How do we become more positive? And that's one of the things we do on the show all the time is I want to bring these things to light so that we can actually just have that little tweak of a thought of, yeah, man, maybe it's not so bad, you know? And sometimes I do the littlest things, like it can't be that bad when I see the sun come up and the clouds hit the moon a certain way or the mountains a certain way, and it is beauty. There is nothing but beauty. I meet some of the most amazing people that, for example, online the other day, a beautiful older lady, I'm sure, like I'm talking grandma older, because she was reaching into the change purse. How many people can carry change anymore, right? To buy me a tea, actually it was. And those are beautiful sentiments, right? So I have to feel and I have to know that in my heart of hearts, it isn't all bad. So I don't want to talk about all the bad. Having said that, I do know that we can't have our head in the sand like an ostrich, but there is way more beautiful things out there, people, than to just worry on the doom and gloom. Know your worth, know your focus, know what you're going after in life, and just continue to go after it, having those blinders on, and do you. On that note, I want to say thank you as always for listening. It's a beautiful world we live in. Remember that. Peace, and I am out.